Hey everybody, Jay Barino here, welcome back. Chapter 3 of IXION. Chapter 3 is where things can feel like they're slowing down a little bit, but as we saw at the end of the last video, we can still run into resource constraints because I expanded a little too abruptly. To be fair, maybe I don't have enough docking bays. I don't have as many as I probably should have. That is contributing. But yeah, we're kind of running out of alloys here. We have to be a little careful. I also have Sector 3 asking for a lot of alloy, so that's probably not needed. Let's check our science real quick. Our colonists are still on P42, just chilling out, generating science for us every so often. And then we're running through this event on P38, and then that'll be all of our science. I'm trying to collect all the cryopods. We have a very diverse crew here from the Protagoras, from some of the UN structures in the solar system, and then a huge amount from the Entimananki, which is all UN. So we've got DOLOS, we've got UN. Anybody we can get, the human race is dwindling. And we also have the Piranesi out there from the Black Market Society that's been hunting us. So let me check my fleet as well. Yeah, we're just trying to bring in as much iron as possible. I could also assign a stockpile in Sector 1 for iron, just so that we have some room for it. But I think we've uncovered most of the resources in the system, but there's 4,300 iron to pick up in here, so we could stay in Sector 3 for a very, very, very long time if we really wanted to. What did I start researching? Right, cargo ship upgrades. That certainly can never hurt, so let's stick with that and kick the game speed back up. What happens if I turn off 2 of these? We are -2 hull integrity. Frankly, that's a great equilibrium. And I think that means that we're spending... alloy just a little less frequently. So that really doesn't seem so bad. Okay, EKP optimization. 20% more resources. 40% is a pretty big... It's a pretty big boost. I like the sound of that. Okay. I mean, we really, really aggressively... We redesigned a lot of things here. We did a lot of... We did a lot of stuff.
The ship team has completed a task.
Okay, so we're going to deconstruct you. And we are going to make a small stockpile here. And you're going to be for polymer. And Sector 1 for now, just turn off the ask for polymer. Because we're going to empty this out and then we're going to get a doubler. We're going to get a double for polymer. And then I could probably move the food down here. This probably could be a fire station eventually. I think that would be fine. So deconstruct this. See how... I mean, look how fast we're getting our alloy back. Like, it really stocks up quick. It's just, we almost make it too fast for our own good. But if we're not really spending it on anything, then it's fine. A science ship team has completed a task. By the way, the team identified the area as a sealed landing bay, once home to several craft of different sizes. Signs of EKP travel were found, of a type much more advanced than anything we've come across so far. The team also found traces of organic matter and blood. Some of this was salvageable, and sample analysis revealed that several species seem to have passed through this area. All DNA samples showed some structural similarity to that of humans. It seems likely that this complex was used as a test site for the introduction of species into the P38 ecosystem. The various integrity sensors of the crew's suits, as well as those of the light bulb, indicate that it is necessary to repatriate the team. So we end it and we leave. Otherwise, we would lose the science ship and crew. So I think we got through pretty much this entire sector, only losing a single crew member, the one who jumped into the sphere. The brave crew member of the Sensitive made it this far. But, c'est la vie. Thinking more about my upgrades, going into the next chapter. Again, maybe we focus on our drone bays. Our ability to move material around the ship is pretty important. We can get our last level of algae farm just because... I mean, our food is looking fine, but let's just be able to go ahead and move our algae stuff as necessary. What would we need here? We would need to upgrade our DLS center if we want to make the stability of the exofighting dome even better, which is unnecessary. We don't need to do that. I do think it's probably worthwhile to make our steel mills cost less power. Because, I mean, we have plenty of science to do that, and then that also will lead to our waste treatment centers being able to take less power, which is going to be important as well. Allowing our science ship to move a little faster. Also, emergency cryopods I would like to get for the science teams, so that would be handy and nice. What are... These guys are just getting ice, aren't they? One of you can get ice and one of you can get cryopods. How about that? Do we have any space for cryopods over here? Not really. We're opening them as fast as we can.
Has occurred in the Tiqqun.
And we got plenty of demotic quarter space. I mean, I'll just continue.
Administrator, a new request.
Uh-oh. I hear new request, and I am scared. Okay. Once again, kind of aggressive expansion.
An important message from our colonization mission requires your attention.
Okay, so we have two things to check on here. Hello? Administrator, a group of recently awakened survivors from the Entimonanki are receiving a cold welcome from the Tiqqun crew. Those from the Protagoras have not forgotten how UN forces killed many of their crewmates. Send crew members from the Entimonanki for psychiatric treatment to ensure their docility. Any employee showing signs of animosity towards another employee will be sent to a care center for psychiatric rehabilitation, or a little rivalry never hurt. I'll be honest, I don't know what the right answer to this is in terms of, like, technical game logic. I've always picked this, this, I don't want to say, I don't know, an ultimatum, basically telling everyone, like, you know, figure your shit out. We're in this together at this point because the human race is gone. So we're going to say get along or else. And then let's see what this is right here. Administrator, it's emerged that the concerning results of our earlier colonization tests have been leaked, leading to many in the crew believing that we just delayed the hour humanity ends. Whoever released this information bears responsibility for the rise in dead Earth sickness that has followed. So because of the fact that our colonization has failed, we lost stability across the station. Now we're still +1, and that's including the we've been in the sector for too long. So it's okay. And we have the alternative life centers built in every single sector in case we need to turn it on. We could also turn food to be generous in every sector, and that also would probably be appropriate. Like, that would probably be fine. Okay, so we want a stockpile medium here. That's going to fit nice and snug, and you're going to be polymer. And it might seem like I'm over-stockpiling polymer, but we'll use it. We're going to use it all, so it's fine. We can go ahead and turn these off now. Actually, hang on. No, we have space, so we can use up the carbon that we have. You're all just bringing iron, and our iron supplies have already blasted up. It's about time, I think, we go ahead and expand. Let's go ahead and wait for these to be built. And how's our power? I think it's because I need to build a battery. I need to build a battery here. So let's do this. And we don't need a road here. So we're going to build a big old battery. Oh, you know what we should get, actually, when this is done? Let's finish the... I mean, we have 310 research. We go ahead and get deoxidized, whatever. And our colonists wanted to talk to us. I wonder what they're going to say. We finished our colonization test on group P42. Colonization success rates of planets like P42 are estimated to be 25.12%. Please authorize extraction preparation. We're going to repatriate the colonists. They deserve to come back. They've done a good job. So we're going to task you-know-who to go and pick them up. Quicksilver. Because our colonists, they live over in this sector, so this is where we're going to send them. More and more housing. You love to see it. We're also going to have plenty of housing in the next sector as well. I was just talking about something that I'm like, oh, I should get this next. For the waste treatment center, I'm going to get self-cleaning lubricants.
Has completed a task.
And then we are going to need the Hull Temple. Oh, the health center. I can get all of these. Should be fine. Health center is going to be great. Science team has completed a task here. The colonists are prepared for extraction. They're waiting for cargo ship retrieval. So, let's go ahead and pick those up with Quicksilver. Only 90 people. You're going to make it. Notice now we have the ability to activate missile countermeasures because we've we've researched it. We need to set our probe launcher to be able to do that. I'm going to build a second probe launcher in Sector 5 over here. Eventually. Again, I think I'm going to open this up pretty soon. It's just making sure that we have the iron income. Now, I think, oddly enough, I don't think it's really required to do these colonizations. So you could avoid the stability penalty. Pretty sure. I don't think there's any reason we needed to do things this way, but it's okay. It's all right. We had to try. Again, sort of from that roleplay perspective, it's like if you were in a system and you might be able to settle there when you're like trapped in space, you would at least try, surely. So that's what we're doing. That's what we did. We are picking up people. One of these is picking up people, and one of these is picking up ice, right? Yeah. Okay, we're getting Health Center, and then we can go Hull Temple. And the only reason we need Hull Temple is for the recycling sector that we're going to open up here. We're going to need the extra stability.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Okay, so get rid of this. We don't need it anymore. And then once that's emptied out, then we can move all of our extra polymer from here over to here and keep these factories running, and everyone's happy. This is, again, this is really good. We're bringing in iron, and we're burning through it quite quickly because we're actually building stuff. Sector 2 is good. We're going to get rid of these eventually because we don't need that much housing in here. I could get the final amount of the final 2 algae farms to fill this in, but we have so much food. It's crazy. Housing is... We have 1,000 housing available. We've almost woken up all the people that we need to wake up. And the fact that we can house them is very good. I'm just going to double-check my building grids here and make sure. So the health center could go here. And once we build that, any area that has 2 infirmaries is no longer needed. So we can start getting rid of the extra infirmaries that we have. In fact, we can start doing that now, because if an accident pops up, like right now, to the point where it's like, oh, you need now an extra infirmary, I could always rebuild one, but this should be fine. The answer to maybe overstore some iron is to just wait until we have some stock. I feel a little more comfortable. So ice here is good. Eventually we can store hydrogen here and here. I keep seeing like, maybe it's time we go ahead and we open up the next sector, and then I don't do it. I think it's about time. Let's get just a little bit more housing here. Hull Temple is done. And it provides additional stability. We're going to need that. So basically, we have to make up for the lost stability of not living in domatic quarters, which is +3. So we're going to need the extra stability here. I'm getting all this like far in advance. Right, we can make recovery be faster. So now anytime anyone gets injured in any sector, they can come to the health center here, which I think holds over 100 people. So it's more than if you had 1 infirmary in all 6 sectors combined. So that's handy. I feel like we haven't been dropping... Maybe we've been waking people up faster. Quicksilver's almost got all those folks picked up. I could also move the Tiqqun. I'm not sure really where the best place to be is right now. Okay. There's the Hull Temple. We have a cult. Very exciting. I'm going to go ahead and get a fire station here. And that's really just to get the industry bonus at this point. Just want to make sure we weren't over-accruing flippin' waste. But we're not.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
An accident has occurred. Okay, hang on. What's next? What do we need to be doing next? I don't really think anything. We're going to send both of our science ships back to the Tiqqun because they're done. We're just going to maybe look for any extraneous hydrogen because hydrogen is going to be, I mean, we're going to need that power because as you can see, we're kind of pushing our power limit and I can build no more solar panels. We're out of space on the outside of the station. So eventually we'll just turn off these additional silicon. Like I'm actually going to dismantle, no, I don't want to dismantle. I just want to get the silicon out of here. And then we can cancel the destruction. Like I'll keep the building so it can contribute to the industry specialization, but I don't... Yeah, this is all good. So then we're going to say Sector 1, you're going to request the max number of polymer. Sector 6, min number of polymer. Go ahead and start transferring out of here. And you're going to fill this up, and then that's going to allow us to burn through the remaining carbon in here. Hull Temple. This is power cost reduced to 1. I mean, the power cost is like only 7. That's like a minimal help. I'd love to get these, but we need to upgrade our polymer and electronics, which just doesn't seem that good at this point. Let's go and get battery upgrades, just so that then we can upgrade our drones. I'm feeling really good about all our upgrades. There's really not much more we need. Upgrading cell housing wouldn't be a bad idea. You know what? Let's upgrade our engine for next time. Engine and hull. I'm just, again, trying to accrue a bit of a stockpile of alloys before we do much else. And I think it's about that time. Deoxidized whatever is done. Does that allow me to get some drone? Now, let's just focus on now we can get the movement stuff for the Tiqqun itself. Sector 6 is pretty much done, and this should get us to Industry Tier 1. What do I need to do to get Industry Tier 2? Oh, it's because the electronics factory needs to be rebuilt. As soon as this is done, because we have the fire station and the drone factory, those count as industry buildings, that'll kick us to Industry Tier 2. And frankly, I don't even know what the bonus is for it, but I don't think it's that good. Let's go ahead and open up Sector 5 for recycling. It's time. We've been sitting here for a long, long time. Speaking of which, if we're going to do that, we need to move workers from Sector 3 to Sector 6 because we're moving workers from Sector 6 into Sector 5. Okay, over here is good. How many people live in Sector 1? I mean, we could build a little bit more housing if we need to send more people over here. Population, and we do this and this. And then I think all of this I'm just going to use for storage. It doesn't properly use the inside of this space, but it doesn't really have to.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
There we go, Industry 2. So repairs are faster and batteries last longer. Like, these are things, it's sort of like, who cares? The repairs is, like, if you're overworking the sector, then it allows you to get the buildings back up and running a little bit quicker, but it's, you know, that's not really that important, truthfully.
A probe has completed its scan.
Okay, so actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold on to my science, because now I want to set up my recycling, and we don't have enough waste to fuel that economy. But very soon we will, because we need to research this knee-high quarter protocol. It's only 32, and we've got 30 beakers, and we're going to continue accruing some passively. So we're going to research that, and as soon as we do that, our population sector is going to start accruing like crazy. Like insane amounts of...
Population transfer complete.
Like insane amounts of waste. And it's going to be able to run a lot of waste factories at a time. So in the meantime, we're going to let this open up. And here we are. So let me pull up my my recycling center schematics here. So we're going to get a probe launcher in the bottom right here. We're going to move our tech lab here so that we can set up nuclear power over here and start bringing in hydrogen. Yeah, there's really not much else to do. I mean, Sector 4 is not even needed to complete the game. I think you can finish the game with only 4 sectors open, truthfully. Let's see. So it says they don't have a hospital. Oh, but we don't have a... I think we need to build a train station in order to get those people over to the health station. So, looking at this, I don't know how aggressive I want to be with, like, where do I put my starting buildings. Because, again, I'm going to have to rebuild a lot of them. So the cell housing is going to go here. And then, like, my actual workshop and stuff is going to go kind of over here. So, you know what? Let's just do kind of down in this direction. This is a fine way to start. We do workshop, alloy, food, and then just cram the mess hall in wherever it fits. And then we need to connect this to the previous sector. And then we need to start connecting up to all the stockpiles. So around this time, as I'm focusing on doing this, is when in the past I would typically be losing because of I left the hull repair off or something. But we're at a casual -5 per tick. That's fine. You notice it went from -3 to -5 or something like that. It's because we opened up another sector. So the hull depletion is substantially ticking up on us. Let me check my fleet and make sure we are harvesting things appropriately. Like, I don't really need to be mining the iron, so let's send these folks out to be doing the carbon and the silicon instead. And there's so much ice out there, too. Let's do something like that. Everybody can go to ice when you're done with your current tasks. Okay, little worker buddy. What's the best way to do this? Probably just like here, and here, and here. Probably like that, just in case that's split into 2. And then I'm going to do cell housing in this sector. Like, exclusively cell housing. There's some room for demotic quarters, so I could build those first. Just so that they then give me the stability bonus before we get our hull temple set up. I do like me a good cult. So that... And here, and here, and here, and like that, and like that. What a thrilling, thrilling way to play the game. Just sort of connecting all this in. That should give us access to pretty much everything. And then we can go ahead and we can request... Sector 5 is going to need food, and we have plenty of food to give. Sector 5 is going to need just a little bit of alloy to start. Actually, probably quite a lot of alloy to start. We are going to need to deconstruct some stuff, so we need to leave a little room in there. And Sector 5 is not happy. We opened it up, but even from the buff of opening up a new sector, everyone's still mad. So... We got our work cut out for us. It says they have no medical sector, but oh yeah, it's because we don't have access to the train station yet. That's like really not the right way I needed this guy to go. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, everything's here is connected to the point where we can at least throw down a medical center there. And anywhere. We'll move it later. Am I forgetting something in another sector while I'm doing this? Like, was I planning to do anything elsewhere? Like, food is 174%. I guess let's get our final algae farms. So that's nice and full. We're going to move these to our waste recycling side, and this can become more food storage. Just the more food storage you have, the more stockpiles that it can deliver out of, which I've mentioned in the past. Workshop in Sector 5 has been disabled. Power now becomes the problem. We're going to have to start shutting stuff down. Yeah, I mean, we are. We are going to have to start shutting stuff down. I'm so close to being able to recycle pretty much all my alloy needs. We're just waiting for that. We need to get one more small stockpile to hold chips. And the answer is we can just shut down the silicon. We can just shut down the silicon. So we're going to demolish this to get the silicon out of it, and then we cancel the destruction, and then we keep it turned off. So again, we're getting that industry bonus, which isn't really that good, but it's fine. It exists. Okay, we're bringing in the resources that we need now, and we need to house some people. So it's tempting to just like make one demotic quarter just so that they'll be happy for the briefest amount of time before I shove them into cell housing. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do in this game. We're gonna get rid of these along the bottom. So I could put these down just so I could kind of see where they're supposed to go, and that'll help me plan out how we want this sector to look. So I know it's going to be like this, and you're going to come all the way up here, and you're going to come all the way over here. Yes. So that means we could start getting rid of some of these other things. Hospital's coming up. There's going to be housing here soon. They're listed as happy. +1 from dog. You love to see it. Homelessness is going to go away here soon. That's -3. Homeless is not going to go away here soon unless I actually build a structure that's going to help with homelessness. To be clear. I need to get rid of some of these roads. I mean, just connect it like that for now, and then he'll figure it out. And then again, I don't want to have to like rebuild a bunch of stuff now. So the Dematic quarters would go here. And then I'd have a mess hall that goes here. And then I have an infirmary that goes here. And then we can deconstruct all the other ones. Yeah. Ooh, actually, this can go away. This can go away for now, because I need to pick up this little bit. I just need to wait for the roads. Yeah, you know what? You can go there. That's fine. Just gotta wait for my little worker. He's doing his best. Alloy is fine. Okay, good. So we're gonna start stockpiling some iron again at this rate, I think. I mean, I probably just don't need all of these on anymore.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun. Sector 5 has people... Yeah, they're not going to be homeless for much longer, and we're going to need to move people over to this sector, like, pretty soon. Yeah, let's just get this Demotic quarter built, and then we'll focus on the rest later. Pause this, and that way we can get the roads built. We can build another workshop. I mean, I'm moving the workshop in this area anyway. I have this sector also having 2 mess halls. Let's see. This. And then resume this. And resume this, and we can start deconstructing the extra junk that we don't really need here anymore. And I can start waking people up and just immediately sending them to this sector, which might overpopulate it a little too quick. By the way, keep training colonists. I think I have enough colonists that I need for the next area until we get the colonist, upgrades. Can I cancel this now that I clicked it? Good, okay. I think we need 200 in the next sector. And just like that, we can leave. We could leave.
IXION is ready to perform a vol jump on your order.
Okay, close transmission. So at this point, the real question becomes, like, obviously we're not ready to leave yet. I'd like to finish building out this sector, getting our nuclear power set up. I guess the only thing I would question is, like, should I keep recording all of this or just kind of show you as this sector gets built up? Because, like, there's no real pressure anymore. We have iron that's going to come in. We have 5,000 on the map. So there's clearly no pressure to pick up iron. So I'm not too concerned about it. We just keep bringing in ice and the remaining cryopods so that we can then populate Sector 5. I mean, I'll record for a little bit longer, and then I'll just do maybe a bunch off camera at the end of the video, so you can kind of see where we're at after all of this. So this is all going to be cell housing down here. Bring that in.
Has occurred in the Tiqqun.
And I am sending people to Sector 5 now, so I need more housing, like, as soon as possible. Otherwise, they're gonna be pissed. Let's resume this. And yeah, like I had said, this is going to have a separate mess hall here, a second mess hall here, just because the number of people that are going to live in this sector is going to be quite high as well. Because the mess hall can only serve so many people before it's like, whoa, dog, slow down. It's also a reason maybe to get as much stability in place as possible. We are still happy because we still have the stability from opening a sector, but that's not going to last for much longer. Let's check probes. Seems like it's mostly ice. I am uncovering the hydrogen. If I want to collect all the hydrogen before I leave the sector, that's something I'll do off camera. And I probably won't collect all of it. There's more than enough everywhere. Yeah, so there's not much to mine anymore, but there is plenty to pick up. You actually go ahead and just do hydrogen. So much carbon, a little bit of silicon. I'm focused on bringing in the iron still, because once Sector 5 is built out, we won't need to collect nearly as much. But we built aggressively this time, and here we are. We really did it. And what's our total population? We've lost 4 people, so 2 more people died. You know, it's probably my scientists. We lost some scientists, didn't we? 3,400, and we are almost at... We could support double that, about. So, our food supply is looking great. Yeah, keep giving me chips, please. Cryopods are full on the dock. Go ahead and bring in cryopods as well. So, because we have some storage here for them, we're going to keep waking them up.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Okay, we're full here. We're going to turn these off, save myself some power. I am almost out of power.
A new request awaits your attention.
What's this? Administrator, a crew member has died in an accident while working in the infirmary in Sector 5. I would like to remind you that poor working conditions and power overload can lead to accidents and the death of a crew. A dead employee cannot contribute to DOLOS AEC operations. I will ensure that no accidents occur in Sector 5 for however many cycles. I really thought that by waking people up and sending them directly here, that things would be fine. But it seems like we've sent mostly non-workers to this area. So Sector 5, I know for a fact you've got extra workers. I'm sorry, Sector 3, you've got extra workers. So just send a couple to Sector 5. Yeah, we have 200 available workers here to send over here. So that was poor. That was poor on my behalf. Let's go and get our train station built. That'll make people a little happier as well. We're going to deconstruct here. And we're going to deconstruct here. And that'll help. That gets us back to optimal immediately. And yeah, people are angry now here because we haven't fully set up all of our necessary stability infrastructure. So we need our DES. We need our hull temple. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So before I go too much further, let's go ahead and just put these down. I mean, I have alloy for it, but I just want to, I don't need to actually build all of them, but I'm going to put these down so that I sort of have a reference for where they go. I do have a stability bonus from Dematic Quarters still, so let's not waste that while we can. And let's ditch that road. Probably just want to go ahead and grab a memorial pretty early. I hate having to focus on stability at this point. It just feels kind of silly. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and start getting rid of these types of roads. All the extra junk roads that we don't need. And that's going to go all the way across. Delightful. And then we're going to start getting waste treatment as well. So this is going to be like this, and we're just going to build waste treatment all across the top here. So we get the first one kind of set up. We pause it for now because it's not critical. Train station's being built. That's going to help a little bit. We're at +2 on hull repair. Did I turn on another EVA? Why am I at +2 now when earlier... Oh, I think it's just because we dipped below the efficiency and we got to a slightly more efficient thing. Okay, worker has built the train station so we can get back to building the roads. And I would really just like to... I'd like to set up my stockpiles, please. So I'd like to get rid of... this other junk. All right, we're back to angry. Need that memorial to finish, please. Oh, because we're no longer... Dematic Quarters is no longer the preferred living. All right, we're up to 75 science, so we can afford to also increase cell housing, the amount of people that can fit in there, the amount of people that we just cram in there.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
All right, we're also back to wanting to spend a lot of steel. We can afford to, so I'm going to. We also can afford to bring in more carbon because we have storage for it. Not much. Not a huge amount. And actually, no, just keep focusing on steel because we don't have any... I mean, we're not bringing iron in fast enough. One of you just go ahead and start bringing in this silicon, please. I'd like to just get it so we can process it. People, they're coming in here. People over here continue to be defrosted at a rate that's not quite fast enough, especially when that breaks down. Okay, so that's done. Let's get rid of some of these extraneous roads. And then we want a large stockpile for iron. Finally, we'll have a place to put, like, just a ton of it. And that's going to be from all of our recycling. So we put this here, and then we get a workshop here. And then we get a small stockpile here. That's going to be for our electronics. And then, I guess also food. Food can go here. I don't know where we want to put electronics. We probably could just put electronics in a larger bucket elsewhere. Okay, now we do this like that. And this is still not connected. Like, I can't... I still can't... Where's my little road robot? Like, come on, buddy. There we go. Go and pick that stuff up, please. Oh, they're going quite the long way, huh? Well, it's what they, you gotta do what you gotta do. What am I building here? Oh, yeah, right, the big stockpile, because you're gonna be iron, and then we can get rid of this, and then we can get rid of this. And then I think this one needs to be food. Actually, no. This is going to be electronics. And then up here, we're going to have more storage. This one can be food. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Perfect. And we got the steel. We can make this happen. And sure, no accidents in Sector 5 for 15 cycles. They're still unhappy. That's expected. What do we need? We need the DLS center. To make that would typically kind of go in this area. And this stuff is in the way. So we get rid of this. And we get rid of this. Wait, no, we don't. No, we don't. We cancel destruction there. We need chips. And... no, we don't need chips. We can get rid of this one. And we just need to request chips. Yeah, once this is done. It looks like folks are going to be striking here soon. It says people are starving. We can resolve that immediately. Wait for this to be done. I'm not that concerned about the strikes. It's going to be fine. Sector 5, we do want to request some electronics. Sector 5, I'd like to request some electronics, please. So that we can build this stuff out. Now, you've got food. They're just pissed. -3. I'm trying to think, what's the fastest way we can make them a little bit happier? I'm a little cheesed because I have to build... I have to build this stuff out. Okay, so I think this is actually in an okay spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be like this.
A violent strike has started on board the Tiqqun.
Well, that's not... I mean, now I can't build anything.
The sector is being overworked.
I mean, a strike was bound to happen because they're angry, but I can't resolve anything, and I can't build anything to help with the strike because they have shut down my main production structure. How many workers we have here? Enough that we can send just an absolute ton over to Sector 5. This is what I get for putting people in mostly cell housing. I'd be mad too, to be honest. So let's go ahead and move from Sector 3 to Sector 5. Only workers. Yes. And then Sector 3, we're going to go ahead and make sure that you're thawing back to yourself, because you have plenty of housing. Yes, you do. Is there a reason that this isn't outputting food? Is anyone else seeing this? It's weird, right? Okay, ice. We stopped ice collection, but we have plenty of storage for it already. We're bringing in silicon again, so we can make more chips, because we've used a ton of the ones that are available to us. We just have to wait. We just have to wait. I can't do anything, unfortunately, about this.
Transfer complete.
I can start just getting rid of this extra roads that we don't need. Okay, they're back up. Let's just do this right now. We get our hull temple set up here momentarily. That would probably get us to at least negative instead of angry. Again, I want to put it here, but I need this to finish, and yeah, it's just about done. Because I need a place to put my food. That's not here. Okay, you're going to be alloy, which means we can deconstruct this. And then we can request some additional alloy. Okay, Mr. Worker. We're not... This homelessness isn't affecting stability. No, it's not. That's okay. Okay, once this is done, then we get rid of this. Now, then we can actually start building our other stability structures. It's a little silly, I feel like, that I've done things this way. I probably didn't need to cut it this close. But that's okay. See, it's always interesting. It's never not interesting. We do 1, 2, 3, and we put a battery there. Actually, we're just going to send this all the way over here. And then up like this. Okay, yeah. You're going to be food. And then we shut you down. And then we can finally get rid of this area that's sort of killing me right now. I mean, this is just, again, my whole temple is slated to go right here. So, not good. Okay, stability. Whole temple. Nothing like a good cult to calm people down. That's all it takes. This is one good cult is all it really takes. I'm just going to do it like this for now. The DLS center is going to go actually right up here. So we do this. And then we do this. What did I do with this build? Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's just 3. 3 by 3. That's going to be a fire station. Yes. And then this is going to be a probe launcher, so that we'll have our missile countermeasures for next chapter. And then we don't need this because that's going to be our DLS center. Oh, yeah, we're cooking with gas now. They said it couldn't be done, but he is doing it. I think this is appropriate. Is this... Yeah. And then we do this. I actually don't want it. No, well, that needs to connect to the hull temple. I think we do it like this. Yeah, that's it. Okay. We just need our little worker bee to make his way over. So get all of our alloy in here. We've requested a lot of alloy in this sector. It's coming over. We've got the iron. Everything we needed over here is... Yes. Give me some silicon. Yes. I really need the basics of this sector set up before we can do much else. Another strike is incoming in 3.8 cycles. The DLS center is going to help. We'll just immediately toss this onto... Wow, we need waste recycling. I could just immediately toss this onto intense propaganda and assume we're going to have to wait 15 cycles before we can start any waste economy. But honestly, that's okay. I don't think we really need it. All right, that gets us to negative, which is fine.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Yeah, negative is actually okay. Oh, of course. An accident in the exact place that I really needed to be functional right now. We're really pushing power very, very close. We'll be able to turn these off pretty soon. Just kind of have to go through and turn off whatever we really don't need. So, like, these can get turned off. Like, this can be turned off. This can be turned off. Pretty much everything here is needed. That didn't really give us much wiggle room, did it? It got us, like, basically nowhere. Once we get this waste treatment center going, speaking of which, so what I'm going to do is have these mushroom walls here and here. And here and here. And I'm not going to actually really use these. If we have an excess of waste, we'll turn them on and fully build them, but right now it's not necessary. Notice we're really short on electronics because of course we are. I could task everyone to go and pick up the remaining silicon, which is so far away. I think we got to move the Tiqqun a little bit here. There's some good iron down here, but I think we could just move a little bit up this way. What's our battery power like? We have 0 battery power in Sector 5. So I could resolve that and then move the Tiqqun. That will help speed up, picking up some of this stuff. Okay. You know, I keep saying like, oh, you know, everything is fine, so I'm going to go ahead and cut stuff out of the video because it's not really super important right now. And then, like, everything goes kind of wrong, and I'm like, well, hang on. Now we've got to... now we've got to get serious. I think I built this just slightly off. I think I built the DLS center slightly off from where it needs to be, but honestly, it's fine. What I need a stockpile here where we can put waste. So we'll go ahead and get that built. So Sector 2 needs no electronics anymore. Sector 3 always does. Sector 6 doesn't need any electronics anymore. For now, Sector 1 will say doesn't need any electronics anymore. So it's really just electronics that we're lacking. We're barely bringing... I mean, there is silicon on the map. It's just waiting a long time to get it. The unfortunate thing is that batteries cost silicon, technically. They're typically, so that's not great. And I'm going to move my lab over here. It's just the amount of waste that we're going to start bringing in with knee-high protocol is going to be so much that
accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
It's going to overwhelm this unless we can build more of these waste treatment centers, of which we don't have power for them. Got plenty of workers for them now, though. Would you look at that? Let's go ahead and resume our housing in this sector. We're going to need it. Okay, we do still have this going, but if we look at Sector 3, there should be people in here from all over the Tiqqun. If we don't put a nail in the coffin for stability, we get that exo fighting dome set up here. Yeah, I think I just need electronics. What I'm going to do is get the recycling electronics is faster upgrade. It's not that much faster, but it's a little bit faster. It's good enough. And do we have anything else that can really help us with power except going into nuclear power? I don't think so. We have to wait so that we can turn on waste recycling. That's going to push us back down to neutral, I think. That's not a big deal, though. Okay, let's just go ahead and get the cell housing built. And then this is going to be here. Pause it. We're going to be putting in polymer here so that we can feed the anti-missile thingamabob. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to queue up... Where are you? My waste treatment centers. Right, it looks good when it's finished. And then this is going to be an alternative life center, which we haven't had to actually build at all. We're going to deconstruct this and move it just slightly. You could turn this off because we don't need it right now, but it is there in case we do. Pause. Pause. I guess we'll leave these 3 on. That's fine. We're waiting on chips. Sector 3 is holding several chips hostage. It doesn't need them. Sector 3 is pushing the limits of the number of people it can hold. We can start shoving a ton of people into Sector 5 because of cell housing now. And then it's knee-high protocol time. Almost. Power cost reduced by 2 per... You know, honestly, I'll take whatever you'll give me in terms of electricity. This is really killing me right now. Speaking of which, let's turn these off. Well, we can leave one of them on, but otherwise these need to be powered off just because the power cost is too high. But once this one's turned on, then we can start moving the waste from this sector over to this sector. All right, that got me just a tiny bit of leeway so we can start turning on the waste treatment. But yeah, I think that's going to be the end of this one. You've seen me build up Sector 5. When I come back, I might go ahead and start cutting footage, but like I mentioned, it's not like we're out of the woods. Like this, it just keeps going. Like it doesn't really stop. There's just so much to still do, and we're still kind of short on steel, but that's because we expanded very aggressively into Sector 5. And that means the next step is going to be we need to set up a place for collecting hydrogen in Sector 1 and making this tech lab into a nuclear reactor, and then moving the tech lab over to Sector 5. So we still have a lot of projects to do. We're trying to make sure that we continue making enough electronics to support building all of this stuff. And then also keep in mind that once all this stuff is built, we're going to get a specialty in recycling, which is really, really, really good. It's very, very, very strong. So it's important that we get that finalized as well. I'm going to pause this one, and then we also have to get this DLS center built. So, yeah, I guess this is where we're going to stop for today. It's just we're sort of in a limbo because we expanded so aggressively, but we got a lot done. We really got a lot done. We're holding too many cryopods over here. It never stops, man. It never stops. How many cryopods to even still pick up? Only 110, so we almost have them all on the ship. And we can just keep opening them up to our heart's content. We just have to make sure that we're sending them to the right sectors, because eventually we're going to run out of space in Sector 3. But I have room for a few more Dematic quarters if necessary, though I might just go ahead and throw down a small stockpile for waste, because this one can't stay here, because we're going to get that fighting dome. That's going to be huge, but it requires more power than we have, and it's like 450 steel. So, yeah, a lot of plans. It never stops. And again, Sector 3, that's sort of what Sector 3 is for, honestly. It's to do this. So, we're ready to move. Or Sector 3, excuse me. Sector 3 it's to do this, and then Sector 4 is when we're really ready, and our recycling is set up, and we can then we're going. But probably one more video in this sector, and we'll be good to go. It's just we need a lot of steel to keep this to get this recycling going. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.